In this tutorial, we're going to be looking at how to set up Magento transactional emails with Mandrill. And we actually have a special guest with us, Ignacio de Paula, who is the CEO of ebizmarts.
Hello, guys. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
Thank you. And again, thank you for taking the time to join us and walk us through the steps of getting Mandrill set up. Now, one of the biggest challenges for any e-commerce business is ensuring that the emails are actually delivered to your customers' inboxes quickly and efficiently. And what we're going to be covering and what we're going to be learning in this tutorial is a little bit more about Mandrill, how to create an account with Mandrill, and it's free and it takes about 1 minute to do, as you'll soon see in a few moments. We'll also be installing the free Magento extension called MageMonkey for Mandrill, and that's where Ignacio's come in, because Ignacio is the CEO of ebizmarts, and that's the company behind the MageMonkey extension. And then we'll also show you how to set up your Magento website to use Mandrill for email delivery as well. So Ignacio, probably the best question, and again, we've got a slide up on our screen right now, but what is Mandrill?
Okay, the way I like to describe it is it's a simple way to deliver emails. So if you want to get your emails delivered in a very fast way and a secure way also, there's a lot of things going on behind the curtain. So if you get rid of all the technical stuff, think about Mandrill of a way of delivering emails in a really easy way. As you said, it only takes a minute to install. And you don't have to be technical at all to set up your own, delivery method. It's the simplest, as I said, the simplest way to get emails delivered to your customers. And it's one of the best ways to get rid of, spam and all that kind of stuff. You don't want your emails to get your customers' spam folders. And Mandrill has a high reputation, in terms of delivering emails. So you will be sending your emails through a reliable channel, and you get more chances that your customers will actually get the emails in their inboxes and will read them, right? So, and if we get rid of all technical stuff, it's a pretty nice tool, because we have to keep in mind that Mandrill is the technology that MailChimp actually used to send their emails. So it's been used to send billions of emails every month, and I would say every day now. So MailChimp is growing extremely fast. So Mandrill, it's being used by MailChimp itself. It's like a side project they worked over the years, and couple of years ago, I guess, they released as product, by its own, because there's a lot of potential there. And it's a tested platform. It works. And you can, besides having your emails delivered, you've got a lot of, and you'll cover this, guys, a lot of statistics and data that you get from Mandrill that you don't get from a simple SMTP server.
That's absolutely correct. So let's just put the foundation in here. We actually use Mandrill for the Understanding website. So all the emails, so when you join, any of the form quotes or any of the other system generated messages, they actually go through Mandrill. And it's also worth pointing out is that if you are a small or medium-sized business and you get the first 12,000 emails for free, and then you only pay when you go beyond that level, and you get all the reporting, you can see where your bounces are, you can actually see which emails are being opened, and it's all the reporting which is missing from normal mail servers. We're not going to cover that in this guide, but it is in Mandrill. And after you've listened to this tutorial and you've sent some messages through, go and have a look at your Mandrill account and you'll see the reporting which is available in there. It's very straightforward, but you can actually see what's going on. So good point on the reporting. We didn't even consider that in the first place.
Well, the door is open for a next tutorial, so. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of things, as you know, behind Mandrill. Just, sending emails is the most important one, but it's just the tip of the iceberg.
Absolutely. Now, the reason why Ignacio is on this call, because you actually built the integration, the extension for Magento between Mandrill, and MailChimp and Magento. That's correct, isn't it?
Well, yes, it is correct. I mean, ebizmarts built the extension. I'm a former developer, so I didn't actually create it. bit of codes that make this work. There's a really nice team of guys, behind us, Pablo, Martin, Gonzalo, and all the guys here that actually, code this thing. And but yes, we created extension. We are the official MailChimp developers for Magento. So yeah, that's pretty much true.
Excellent. Okay, so what we're going to go and do right now, we're going to jump across to our system live. We're going to go and create ourselves a Mandrill account, and you'll see it's literally as straightforward as a copy and paste. They only need our username, which is our email address, and a password. So we're going to jump across to our screen, and we'll catch you up with you in a few moments. So we've been jumped across to the Mandrill website, which is straightforward, mandrill.com, so mandrill.com. And up here in the top right hand corner, if you click on sign up, and you'll need two details. So the first thing you're going to need is an email address, and also we're going to need a password as well. So I'm just copying and pasting these from a different screen. So you would want to read through the terms of use and tick the little checkbox just here, and then click on get started. And then we'll have a survey to fill out. So let's just take this for a few moments to humour them through their survey. So let's go and choose e-commerce, our role. So business development, business size, 2 to 10 employees, sign up, notifications and receipts. And again, you would fill out those details with whatever be applicable to your business, and then click on save. And straight away is that we've actually got the button which we need to go and click on, which is the Get SMTP Credentials. So if you click onto that, and you'll need to re-enter your password. Excellent. And you'll then need to click on Add API Key. So if you then click on to Add API Key, and you'll see that the system's been generated one for you here. But before we go off is that we actually want to name this. So we're going to name this my Magento website, like so, and you'll see that there's some advanced options, and we're not going to cover those with you in this tutorial, and we're going to save those edits. And what we're going to do, we're going to copy this key down. This is the piece which we need to remember for a couple of minutes time, so I'm just going to copy that out. And again, you could just leave it on this tab, and we can come back and copy that in a few moments. So next up, we need to install the MageMonkey extension. And instead of giving you the super long URL, is that if you go to understandinge.com/get-mm, so MM is for MageMonkey, and you'll see that up in our browser window, we've got that in our address bar. And if you type in understandinge.com/get-mm and then just hit return, and you'll be redirected across to the Magento Connect website, and where we can see Ignacio's team's extension for the MageMonkey extension. And if you then click on install now, you'll then need to choose Magento Connect 2.0, agree to the license agreement, and then press this button here which says Get Extension Key. And there we go. We've been and got our extension key. So I'm just going to double click in there and copy that, because we'll be needing that in a few moments' time. So I've been and jumped across to our Magento website. And there's a very special note here, is that we would strongly advise that you make a complete backup of your Magento website, regardless of extension which you add, and we've got that in separate tutorials for you, and we'll include a link underneath this tutorial as well. So the first place we're just going to do, and it's just a little bit of a sanity check, is that if you go to System, Tools, and then Compilation, is that you want to make sure that the compiler is turned off. So if you can see this button in the top right hand corner which says Run Compilation Process, that means that you've got the compiler off. And again, you can see the compiler status is set to disabled over here on the left hand side. If it's not, then you will need to disable that before you continue. With that said, let's jump across to Magento Connect and install the MageMonkey extension. So we can do that by going to System, Magento Connect, and then Magento Connect Manager. You'll then need to log in again. And that key which we copied from the Magento website a few moments ago from MageMonkey is that I've highlighted this on the screen for, and you can see paste extension key to install. So I'm just going to paste the extension key in and then click on install. And then we can see that ebizmarts _ MageMonkey has come up as the package name. And then click on proceed, and we'll be taken to the bottom of the screen. And a huge point here is that wait until you see the green message which says cache cleaned successfully. Don't come off this page until you've been and seen that message. Once you've been and seen that, we've just got a couple of steps to process before we can actually start using the extension. So you'll see that I've been and come back to the top of the page. We want to return to the Magento admin. Then if you go to System, Cache Management, if you then click on Select All on the left, and again, Ignacio, this is just like any extension for Magento, the process which we would need to go through. That's correct, isn't it?
Yeah, that's basic stuff. I mean, so as you said, installing, and we'd like to highlight the backup, thing. You should always backup, full backup files and database before installing, MageMonkey or whatever extension you're installing. It's the best thing. It's a lifesaver.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much the process.
Yeah, and we all hope that you never need to use that backup. But if you've got the backup in your back pocket, you've got it there just in case the worst happens, so that you can restore it if you need it. Okay. Yeah, so anyway,
it's peace of mind.
Peace of mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
Extra pair of pants is what I can also call it, but we'll chop that bit out.
My dad always used to call it sod's law, and that said the one time when you don't back it up is the time that you'll need it.
Exactly. Yeah, call it Morphle or whatever. It will happen.
It will happen
when you maybe not the first time, but the second time you don't back up, it's gonna fail, and then you're gonna need it, and you're not gonna have it, and you're gonna remember this tutorial.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. So we've been in click select all on the left hand side so that all of our cache storage has been checked, and then we're going to hit submit on the right hand side, and that's going to clear the caches out. Now that's been really quick in our system, but if it takes 30-40 seconds in your system, don't panic, that's perfectly normal. And then you also want to hit flush Magento cache, and that will take a few seconds to go through, and our system's just reloaded. And this other one, flush cache storage, and when we click this one, we'll get a little pop-up window as well, which is perfectly normal. Click on OK, and again, that will take a few seconds to go through. And the most important step is that you must remember to log out, because if you don't log out and log back in again, when you go to the system in the configuration menu to go and add that key which we created in Mandrill, we'll get this 404 page. So what we're going to do, we're going to click on log out in the top right hand corner. Then we're going to sign back in again. And now we can go and configure Magento to use Mandrill to send the emails. So let's go up to System and then Configuration. And then we want to scroll down, and we'll see that we've got this new area on the left hand side. And let me just scroll down a touch more. You'll see that you've got this new section called MageMonkey. We've got the settings for MailChimp, which we'll cover in a separate tutorial with you, and the one section which we're after is this one here called Mandrill. So let's click through on there, and you'll need to expand this bar out. Now we are using the Understanding admin theme, so our bars are green, but if you're using straightforward Magento Community Edition, then you'll have a blue or an orange bar there. So just click on that bar and it'll expand out just like ours. So the first thing which we need to do is enable it. So where it says enabled, we're going to change that to yes, and then we need that API key. So I actually didn't copy and paste it onto a notepad, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to jump back to the other tab, and I'm going to copy our key. So that's that combination of letters and numbers and characters from Mandrill. And then if we now jump across to our Magento system, and it says API key, and let's paste those in there. And what I would personally suggest is that you actually enable the log. Okay, just to prove that the email, again, until you've proven that the emails are working, enable the log, and of course, once you get some test emails, which we'll show you how to do in a few moments' time, is that then come back and turn that off. So we've been and put those settings in, and then press Save Config in the top right-hand corner, and that's it. And you'll now see that Magento is now configured to use Mandrill, and you'll see your extra account info. So you'll see your username, your reputation, and also your hourly quota, and our figure's 250, and that's probably going to be exactly the same for yourself as well. And the backlog currently is at 02. Now that we've been installed Mandrill, this is very, very easy to test and confirm that Mandrill's been set up correctly. So if you go to Sales and then Orders, and if you don't have a test order in the system, just go off and press the Create New Order button in the top right-hand corner and create an email with your details in, with your email address as the customer details, and just test with that one. And we've already got an order here for us to test with. So I've just been and clicked through, and you're up here at the top, you'll see there's a button which says Send Email. And again, this is our email address. So when you click on Send Email, you'll get this little pop-up box. And are you sure you want to send this order email to the customer? In our case, that's yes, because that's our test order. And you can also send a second email as well. So if you go down to the bottom of the order, and you'll see that this is comments history section, is that you can add a note in there. Does this work? ? And again, this is why you would have a test order. And then if you tick the option saying notify customer by email, and then click submit comment, then the email will be sent across to you. And if you go and check your email now in the background, is that what you'll find in your email, and again, I've put a screenshot of my actual email account up on the screen for you, is that we're using Gmail. We've just clicked the little down arrow, and you'll see that the email has been signed by, and then we've got mail 128-2. But the crucial piece is that you'll see the email domain, mandrillapp.com. So if you've just been and received an email about that order a few moments ago, and it's been signed by mandrillapp.com, that's it. That's the extension installed. Ignacio, that was pretty painless, wasn't it?
It was. I mean, so it's pretty straightforward. Now that I see it working. I mean, you realize how easy it was. I mean, there's another quick way of testing this, which it's you don't need to create an order. But again, what you use is very educational. It works. It's just a password reminder. Just go to front end or create an account, and you'll get an email. I mean, it's pretty much the same stuff.
Oh, right. Just on your website as a potential new customer, creating your account.
I like it.
Yeah, exactly. Usually that's what we do when we get a support ticket and say, okay, the Mandrill extension is not working. We just go and, create an account. And if we get the email and it comes from the Mandrill app, the domain, it's all working fine. Otherwise, we just, get into the system and see what's wrong with that. But again, just create an account and you'll get the email or a password reminder or whatever.
And if you've got multiple stores, you can have multiple API keys per store view as well?
Yes, I believe you can. I mean, yeah. It's it was not possible like a 6 months ago in older versions, but if you get the last version, yes, you can. You can get several per store settings.
Outstanding. So just to recap what we've been uncovered with you. Number one is that we've looked at the Mandrill app, and we had a brief background to Mandrill, how it was hooked up with MailChimp, and it's focused towards transactional emails. We saw that we can create an account with Mandrill, which took about a minute. We just popped our email address in, put a password in, ticked a box. We filled out a survey, which you could have quite easily closed on there. We then pressed the blue button to get the SMTP details and create an API key. And then after that, we just needed to install the MageMonkey extension, which was kind of copy and paste. And a big tip from all of us, make sure you do the backup. Wholeheartedly say or feel that you should never need that, but just in case, just have it in your back pocket. And we then saw that to actually add the API key to Magento was copy and paste. You just enable yes, paste the key in, press save, and then test. And our example was to just hit send email for a specific order, or as Ignacio mentioned, go to your website as a customer and create an account. If you get the email and it's come from mandrillapp.com, then you know it's working, and it's as straightforward as that.
And I'd just like to say a special thank you to you, Ignacio, for joining us in this guide. This won't be the last time you'll hear about ebizmarts, as we have got some Magento website guides coming up. And ebizmarts do a fantastic point of sale app, which I'm sure we'll be looking into once we get into Magento websites.
Oh, don't forget the SagePay extension as well.
And the SagePay extension as well is another that definitely will be in the website guides. And if you want to find out more about MageMonkey or the extension or about ebizmarts as a whole, we will put the links to them down in the article underneath this video.
Okay, well, guys, thank you very much for covering MageMonkey, and indeed, I mean, we hope to talk to you soon again.
So, from myself, Matt,
and me, Dave,
we'll catch you soon. Cheerios.